and they're being asked to come in, and nobody very anxious, obviously, is going to be anxious to make this, to make the running here. They're away, officially. And Bird's Nest is the reluctant early leader, with Andy Turnell looking over his shoulder for company. The winner in 1978 and 77, Bird's Nest, and third in 79. The leader as they come to the first of the 8 flights from Freight Forwarder. Bird's Nest lands in the lead from Freight Forwarder, and Ivarine, just behind Ivarine, is Connaught Ranger with Celtic Ride pulling very hard. Halin, and behind Halin is Gay George with Bill Smith trying to settle this little 4-year-old in the early stages. Rather burnt himself out at Newbury, and Bill clearly intent on conserving his energy this time. So Bird's Nest setting a very conservative gallop in the early stages from Ivarine and Freight Forwarder and Connaught Ranger and Halin and Celtic Ride and Gay George as they jump the second. Bird's Nest by 5 to 6 lengths. Note the bobbing Antipodean style there of Lance Douglas on the second at the moment of Ivarine. And Andy Tonello's kicked now and almost gone for home at the top of the hill here, and he's pinched another 5, 6, 7, 8 lengths. This is very smart gamesmanship by Andy. He's really set them some ground to make up now. Connaught Ranger has gone second from Freight Forwarder and Ivarine, and just behind them Celtic Ride, and then Halin and Gay George. Coming down to the third flight, Bird's Nest, a long way clear of Connaught Ranger, Freight Forwarder, Ivarine, Halin, Gay George and Celtic Ride. Bird's Nest, well clear, but that gap being reduced already as they run downhill over the fourth. Bird's Nest, and he didn't seem to like being out on his own there. He's really relaxed and lost interest while he was out there on his own, and now the others right up with him. Bird's Nest from Connaught Ranger as they jump the fifth. Freight Forwarder and Halin just in behind them. Gay George and Celtic Ride and Ivarine, and now closely grouped as they race towards flight number 6. Bird's Nest, 3 from home, joined by Connaught Ranger on his inside and Freight Forwarder right with them too. Celtic Ride's just behind them with Halin and Gay George and Ivarine as they race up the hill now, and a long run towards the second last flight. Bird's Nest, Freight Forwarder, Connaught Ranger, just in behind them Halin. Behind Halin, Gay George, Celtic Ride and Ivarine as they run downhill now. Bird's Nest in the lead from Connaught Ranger and Freight Forwarder. Halin, Celtic Ride going up on the outside. Gay George on the inner has just relegated Ivarine to last place, but they're pretty closely packed as they run downhill. Bird's Nest, already twice winner of this Bula hurdle, runs downhill in the lead from Connaught Ranger, going well just in behind him. Celtic Ride towards the outside. Freight Forwarder, Halin, Gay George still going very well within himself. Then Ivarine as they come down to the second last flight, and after this is a very long run to the last. Bird's Nest lands in the lead from Celtic Ride. Connaught Ranger, Freight Forwarder, Halin, Gay George still poised just in behind him. They're rounding the home turn with one flight left to dump. Bird's Nest in the lead from Connaught Ranger, Celtic Ride, then Gay George, then Halin coming there on the stand side. Coming down now towards the final flight, and as they do so, Bird's Nest is the leader from Celtic Ride. Connaught Ranger, Gay George over on the far side. It's Bird's Nest from Connaught Ranger, Celtic Ride, Gay George, Halin also still well in contention as they come to the final flight. Anybody's race. Celtic Ride lands just in the lead on the near side from Bird's Nest, and then Halin putting in a very good run over on the far side. Gay George trying to get back into the picture, but it's Celtic Ride on the near side. Bird's Nest over on the far side. Halin coming between horses now, and it's Bird's Nest from Halin as they race towards the line. Bird's Nest, Halin, and Bird's Nest has won it. Bird's Nest has won it for me from Celtic Ride, probably second, and Halin third, and Connaught Ranger 4, and 5 was Gay George, 6 and 7 Freight Forwarder and Ivarine. So the result of the Bula hurdle. First, number 3, Bird's Nest, owned by Mr. ICG Scott and Mr. Bob Turnell, trained by Bob Turnell and ridden by Andy Turnell. Second was number 4, Celtic Ride, owned by Mr. R.F. Hayward, trained by Peter Cundall, written by Stephen Smith-Eccles. And third was number 2, Halin, owned by Woodside Engineers Limited, trained by David Ellsworth and written by Steve Jobar. So the old horse, the 10-year-old Bird's Nest, has won the Bula Hurdle for the 3rd time in his career. And immediate bookmaker reaction is to make him a 16-to-1 chance for the champion hurdle.